afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero of the Reich, Defender of the Fatherland, here to deliver to us in years another glorious Propagandacast. We are watching AoiSola, who I shall just be referring to as Sola because the other part is just going to be too difficult to constantly repeat. Fighting for the Americans. Fighting for the 21st Infantry Division in a brutal fight against the 3rd Panzergrenadiers under LuechOP, also known as Freestyler. But apparently he's sticking now to LuechOP, fighting for the Wehrmacht. 3rd Panzergrenadiers recently shifted in from Italy to buffen up the American Western Front, somewhere down the Lorraine-Alsace region near the German border. We are seeing a bit of a spread out here by 2 engineers heading rather severely towards these initially. At the same time, though, the barracks is right here on the west-hand side. So, I mean, is he actually intending to focus there? In which case, the barracks would have been better placed here, or is he actually intending to send riflemen down the left-hand side? We, of course, will find out, but it would certainly be odd, again, if he plays it here, only to send all of his riflemen that way. Yes, you know, sort of little thing there. As we do see the Wehrmacht quarters, of course. Well, there's not so much else you can do right here, of course, here, but that's another matter for discussion. Although it would be beneficial if you actually went defensive, because that way you could then avoid the Americans sneaking in from there. But another discussion. But we're seeing a Free Pioneer starting initially trying to seize as much territory as possible, and we are seeing the Schwimmwagen out, the noble, mighty Schwimmwagen prowling out. With this Schwimmwagen stuff. Used as a reconnaissance vehicle, besides the Kübelwagen. Nice handy little vehicle with an MG42 mounted on the front. Engineers moving up, then there we go, the MG hammering away at them. And the engineers are moving in to counter at the same time. We are seeing the riflemen up here, and Pioneers are already shifting up there, but their fuel will be taken here by American efforts. Schwimmwagen versus engineers. The engineers are in heavy cover, and they're already doing quite a bit of damage to the Schwimmwagen with the M3 grease guns. Although Larry seemed to have fallen tragically, might have shot himself in the gut. And the driver looking rather nonchalant, posing for the camera. Oh, stop it, Fritz. But there, Pioneers quickly pulling up, going to repair the Schwimmwagen, thus giving it the ultimate advantage. Additional riflemen in might try to shift up to reinforce there, and we are seeing an MG42 following up, so slightly more sort of seizes as much territory initially, approach, and then following up with some units to sort of delay and then stall the opponent. Probably going to follow up with some infantry afterwards. Schwimmwagen is pulling back, more engineers rushing in, the MG42 then moving in, setting up the tripod mount. And riflemen moving in right in front of the MG42 as it happens, and they are quickly suppressed. A nice burst quickly sends them dropping into the asphalt, probably knocking out a few teeth in the speed it rather requires. Also a little thing up, I mean, apparently more alpha keys for the Company 2 alpha stress test has been handed out. You know, check your email just in case you might have gotten one. Just a casual suggestion. Of course, there will be a beta again in January. The alpha stress test is basically just there to sort of test the most basic things. It is not the final product, by the way, but it is a damn fine product even then. Boom. Of course, I can't actually talk about it, so I'll refrain from doing that. And again, you can't talk about it unless it's the official alpha stress test forum, so kindly do there. And kindly do provide your feedback, as Relic are actually quite active there. Schwimmwagen, they're moving in and getting ambushed by riflemen. Other riflemen moving in there. MG42 sets up Volksguns nearby. Some German infantry. And there we go. The riflemen are quickly stopped by the swift intervention of the MG42, whereas the Schwimmwagen is forced to slightly pull away and seems to have landed itself in a bit of a crater. Does manage to do a bit of damage. Already 1 kill. Another MG42 out. So again, this he's actually shifting over to mortar slaw, slightly more defensive stalling approaching initially. He might of course get some more Volksgrenadier. And there we go, Schwer's MG42 setting up, spotting the rifleman and opening up, unleashing hell, and there we go. In a few seconds several riflemen are down. And we are seeing a medic station going up for Sola. And the 21st, some engineers shifting about so far. 3 rifleman squads and grenades are ready. Trias are going up. He's clearly lining up for some infantry antics. That could prove to be quite entertaining. We are seeing MG42 setting up right here in the central compound with the workers. Although slight problem right here with Sola. I mean, he's placed this medic station close to the front line. That's good. And never noticed the periscope right there. But slight issue right here, as some of you might be guessing, it's a bit too exposed. I mean, usually one is something about here, so the opponent actually has to sort of expose himself to any sort of fire from you. Here instead, he can sort of quickly line up in a slightly more safe position and fire away at it. Another good positioning would have been up here, still would have been close to the front line, but again, would not have been so accessible for the opponent to get at. And again, that's sort of a good rule of thumb, you know, when it comes to medic stations and medic bunkers or casualty stations. You want them sort of close to the front line, but again, you don't want them so the opponent can just rush at them. MG42 setting up, and again, now we're noting Sola's position here is quite exposed. Troops are getting suppressed, engineers are getting murdered. Grenades, though, flying at the MG and the Pioneers, killing the Pioneer squad. MG almost down, but the riflemen are suppressed, and they are taking heavy, unpleasant fire from numerous Volkswagen squads and the Schwimmwagen and the MG42. Those getting pushed back. Bunker on the way. Volkswagen's moving up. I mean, riflemen moving up. Squad of riflemen barely makes out their medics, pulling in the wounded. Not a long way to go, of course. And the American Germans, oh, never mind. Schwimmwagen racking up the kills. 6 men already sent to the glaive by this little reconnaissance vehicle, denoting its effectiveness. The Volkswagens, though, continue pulling up behind some, I don't know what to call them. My railway terminology is a bit lacking. But the riflemen here not doing too well. If he could get off another grenade, and he does have the munitions for it, he might be able to pull something off. And there we go. Oh no! It got stuck in the medic station. Oh dear. Another medic station out, of course. Sola realizing this is not working out in the way it's supposed to. Nonetheless, picking up a few casualties already halfway there, but he is taking losses, and he's not doing too well right there. He has to be careful, of course, he does not lose an awful lot of infantry, and we're in fact seeing the infantry docking up, so again, really lining up for the infantry push. Numerous medics pulling in, and here's the thing, though, as long as you have another medic station, as long as, you know, the medics aren't killed, they will still walk back here, so you can actually end up with 4 medics around a medic station, or whatever. Rather than hit, Volkswagens here, though, are getting ambushed by the riflemen, and they are taking heavy losses. Score could go down. No! Fritz rounds the corner and makes it out of there. Now the German medics are in the line of fire. The American medic walking past barrels and Opel Blitz trucks, trying to escape. And a grenade at the Volkswagens, killing only one, but the MP40 bought the 30 caliber Browning machine gun emplacement, stops the Volkswagens. Veterans won for the riflemen. Quite a bit of shifting about right here, and again, it's actually pretty rare you see an American commander going for a medic station like that, or that sort of focus. I wouldn't say it's bad. In fact, it can actually be pretty useful to have some medic stations. Again, being able to pick up your wounded and minimize casualties always tends to be a good thing. Mine goes off here, almost killing the Volkswagen Pioneers, but not quite. And could be that LuechOP might be trying now for a 3rd tier sort of rush with armored cars or something else to deal with the Yankees. Supply it up for Sola. 3 riflemen squad still. Schwimmwagen here against the riflemen, trying to lay down mines. Good usage, of course, of mines on the riflemen. Laying down the defense against the Krauts. MG42, though, setting up, though, and stopping the riflemen with a swift turn. Riflemen trying to sort of sneak past. They're not quite fooling the crew, and several more are dropped before the riflemen apparently get the hint. MP40's moving in. Another MG42, though, setting up to cover the other approach. Not rather extensive an assault, in fact. Too few sort of approaches, and he's not really placing the medic station ain't much better, and he loses a rifleman squad in the approach. Horrible. Again, he should be placing it somewhere around here for the most sort of safe positioning, I think. He's rather close to getting a rifleman squad recovered, so that's something. And we are seeing another one on the way to replace the ones lost, so brutally gunned down by the Krauts. And the MP40 moving up, they are quickly dropping like flies. M1 Garands tearing through their bodies, and we're seeing a full MP40 equipped force right there. MG stopping the engineers from moving up there. Though so far Sola is holding most of the map. German medics are pulling in the wounded Volksgrenadiers. In that sense, the Germans light or diet are definitely helping them out, probably. Of course, that's not a real in-game effect, of course. Just sort of more some flavor. And Schwimmwagen is still fighting on. 7 kills. 10 kills on the Volkswagen and the Grenadier squad reformed. Some better troops from the 3rd Panzergrenadiers. Riflemen are dropping. Riflemen moving straight into 10 MP40s. What are you doing, mate? You do not rush. Those are submachine guns. Those automatics. Get out of range. Get out of range. No. Oh, no. Dear, he's just a bit too careless with the unit preservation right there, I think. Volkswagen are taking losses. The medics are pulling in more wounded. But nonetheless, I mean, losing a squad like that is nicht gut, meine Herren. The medics, though, are continuing their work pretty much undisturbed. He might soon be able to recover another rifle squad pretty quickly again due to the medics and, of course, the proximity. And simply, I mean, the Wehrmacht player can't actually keep gunning down all those medics. There we got another squad reformed. All of a sudden, he's been able to sort of get things back online. More grenades. Volkswagen on the run. MG, though, continues to fire from a little craterous piece of dirt. Crikey. Tongue seems to be slipping a bit. Riflemen, on the other hand, right here are still exposed. I suspect he might be trying to cross, but there's still the one in the administrative building, administering a solid dose of MG bullets to the face, just like the Wehrmacht doctor ordered. I'm pretty sure his American counterpart would disagree with the sort of medication being delivered by the MG-42 gunners. MG crew, oh, could go down, flanking by flamethrowers. No, the MG-42 gunner gets out. MP-4's moving up, MG shifting about to stop the engineers. The medic station almost up, and we're seeing artillery almost ready. Flamethrowers hiding in the building, grounding automatics up, and we are seeing for the final end up, we're seeing a Sturmarmy up in his space. Actually, it's time to have a look at the Wehrmacht. Sturmgeschütz on the way for the Panzergrenadiers. Flamethrowers burning the Germans, and we're seeing artillery getting called in on the medic bunker. Grenades, steel granate flying through the window, not killing anyone. MG gunners getting blasted by artillery as they try to retreat. Medics killed. Well, only one apparently killed. The other one seemingly survived. But the Sturmgeschütz is advancing through the mess. Schwimmwagen with 7 kills need to get out of there. Stug also should be careful in case of sticky bombs. It's got no veterans yet, definitely got no machine gun to assist. So that could be the sticky bomb right there. Medics are congregating around what is after starting to look pretty much less like a medic station and more like a bonfire. What's that smell, Larry? I think that's Bob. It smells like bacon. Yeah, that's not really nice, but... More Stugs on the way, more Sturmgeschütz for the Panzergrenadiers, which in most cases tended to only have the assault guns. Originally, of course, they were supposed to have some sort of smaller Panzer battalion with them, but simply because of the lack of Panzers, they were instead given assault guns in most cases. The Panzergrenadier divisions who tended to get actually some Panzers were much rarer, and also tended to be much more special cases. So that is something to remember. Spotting the grenade, though. Mine there, trying to grenade it. Oh, but it wasn't a finished mine, so we actually waste the munitions. Rifleman squad here is probably going to go down. That is going to be a bit of a loss again for Sola. Rifleman holding up there. No, he's trying to go for the long haul. And to retreat through there, that is quite the endeavor. But it could work out. Another squad of riflemen moving in. The Stugs are patrolling up. No Kampfkraft sent up for LuechOP. A third Sturmgeschütz is on the way. He's certainly adding in the armor right there. Oh no, Larry! Larry, why did you have to do that? Larry's lucky, but still, I mean, he went through all the effort there, retreated, and then he pretty much decided to run straight at the Volkswagen with their MP-44s. What a dullard. But the riflemen right here are getting absolutely massacred. MP-40, I mean, tons of machine gun fire, tons of submachine gun fire, just threatening to tear through the riflemen, and it probably will happen. And he dies, leaving behind a Browning automatic, while he himself clutches and tries to keep his innards from flowing out through all the holes. And we are seeing 3 assault guns. That is definitely quite impressive. Medics though continue to pull in the wounded. So many medics. So many wounded. So many casualties. But unlike the German medics, the American medics are not allowed to pass, despite their best attempts at a fake German accent. Yes, ich bin ein Berliner. Ah, halte deine Klappe. Rather men are pushing up. We are seeing anti-tank attack. We're also seeing a weapon support center. That's a pretty swift shift for Sola right there. And the Schwimmwagen actually gets caught. Oh no, Schwimmwagen. Nein. And the Schwimmwagen was tragically lost. Tragically. Now the 3 assault guns ready. We are seeing a Kampfkraft center going up. Mine goes off here. Apparently due to a grenade. We're seeing a shift to 2 Grenadier squads, 2 Volksgrenadier squads out. So far, for LuechOP, the 3rd Panzergrenadier having a nice force on the field. Anti-tank on the open top on the Stuk, and the Stuks are rather vulnerable to anti-tank, in particular due to the low health. Oh, very close to getting another good hit. And we are seeing a mortar pulling up as well, so he might be sort of trying for a more combined arms attempt. Could succeed, could succeed. And we are seeing artillery being directed against the bunker by the looks of anti-tank and fire, mortar fire. Another medic station going up. Sola is definitely not giving up on the medic bunker idea. Mortar round goes off, killing what looks like a pioneer squad, although the medics are quick to pick them up. German infantry pulling up for a nice flanking assault, which could work rather against the Americans since this is a rather exposed flank. And there's not much there, but the Ruffen are shifting. Bunker almost down, and artillery going in on the Stuk, on the MG crew, while the German infantry are moving in. Another Ruffen squad reformed. Direct hit on the Sturmgeschütz, main gun destroyed. So much happening, so much. Grenadiers getting burned alive. Volksgrenadiers moving in. MP40s blazing left and right. The Grenadiers do not make it out of their life. The Volksgrenadiers are run off. One Stuk is in a terrible condition. And there's still 1 MG42 left behind to try and stall the American advance. Heroically firing from a rather exposed position out in the open. And mortar fire is rolling in. The medic station's almost ready to cover another squad. Medic bunker down. Mortar round kills Fritz, breaking his back in the process. By that stage, he probably doesn't give much of a damn. More mortar fire. Ruffen still getting suppressed. Others moving up on the right flank. Others getting blasted here by the Sturmgeschütz. No veterans before it as of yet. We're seeing another bunker going up. We're seeing the Stuks in a terrible condition. And this one particular is going to definitely need some serious repairs. These riflemen need to retreat. And we are seeing... Oh, he got his own rifleman with the mortar. Nebelwerfer fire being directed against the American positions. Another squad reformed, and just as it happens, it gets raked with artillery fire. Talk about poor recovery. Stuk sounding quite confident. Registered artillery going in as well. Victory points are quickly draining down for the Americans. Medics continue though to pull in the wounded. Talk about devotion to the job. And snipers are now out, but does he have any infantry left? He's losing a ton of infantry squads. A ton. I mean, Sola is definitely rather reckless with his infantry. And that is definitely not good. When he's barely got anything left. He's got 1 squad of riflemen, a mortar, sniper, and anti-tank gun. This is terrible. The Volksgrenadiers are getting sniped. Another threat appears. More getting sniped. And 2 kills on the sniper already. Swift advance up here again. A Browning automatic left behind, so that was probably a registered artillery barrage. We do see the mortar markings all around. That probably bit the dust right there. Plus a few other things, including shrapnel and bits of each other. Another needle of a barrage, probably right here on this position again. Rather the way it seems to be focusing. It is a nice choke point, so again, also a nice artillery point. MG42 though getting recruited. Riflemen need to consider retreating from the position. Mortar advancing up a bit. Volkswagen is moving in. 19 kills. They definitely are getting quite a few kills. MG42 trying to set up. Riflemen need to retreat, and they do. Anti-tank on decrewed. MG42 bypassed by the Volksgrenadiers. Stooks are moving in. Volksgrenadiers are suffering a bit. Sticky bomb on the Sturmgeschütz. Medics are running in to pull up the wounded. Main gun destroyed. Anti-tank has pulled back sufficiently. The Stooks can't do much. Direct hit. Rifleman moving up could get off another sticky bomb. It's time to return back to Sola. Could be going straight for an off-map combat group. And this looks like a Stook that could go down. Destroyed engine, yes indeed. Volkswagen moving in to provide cover for the other one, which is a damaged engine as well. Sniper fire and suppressive fire from the rifleman saves the anti-tank gun, allowing it to knock the Sturmgeschütz out of control. And should probably propel him off enough to get the off-map combat group engineers fighting a vain fight against the Grenadiers. And there we go, off-map combat group ready, the 21st Infantry Division desperately pleading with High Command for something more reinforcement-like, as they are desperately outmatched by the Germans and trying to keep quiet about the excessive casualties they have suffered, partly due to the mortars bombarding their own men. Another medic station goes up in flames. It's clearly dangerous work to be a medic in this American army. More Volkswagens getting sniped, anti-tank and firing. These riflemen need to retreat. Again, Sola retreat. Damn you. And now the sniper might be the next victim, but no. The sniper retreats and the Volkswagen decides that would be a wondrous idea to do the same. MG recruit, the riflemen themselves are in a terrible condition. This medic station is almost ready with another rifleman squad, but again, he's probably... No, he's actually going for another supplied upgrade, though he probably should be just considering saving up the resources for another off-map combat group. Not to say supplied upgrades are a bad thing, but, timing. Well, MG retreats. Medics blasted by the Stooks, rather realizing they are not high explosive round proof. And a Grenadier squad with 15 kills and a Browning automatic move in to clear up the anti-tank gun. Sorting out the Sturmgeschütz. Flamethrower engineers trying to burn those fellows alive. And the anti-tank gun becomes another casualty, as the crew does. And the Stooks are sitting about to knock that thing out permanently. Mortar rounds falling on the Stook, not doing too much. Grenadier sniped.
Enemy unit down.
And a Grenadiers went down. Oh, that's a loss for Freestyler. Fritz trying to be brave about it, but he knows he's a goner because there's no medic bunker nearby. Off-map combat group any moment now, any moment. The entire house from right here is on fire and looking to be not very structurally safe. And now the medic, the mortar, is going to be another victim. Getting rushed here by the MP40s. And I think this might be a too late a retreat. There we go, gun down. MG moving in. Medic station right here's collapsing a bit. Volkswagen is fighting near the medic station. Taking heavy losses, but so the riflemen doing the fighting as well. Rather close. Volkswagen is barely making out of that one alive. Needleweaver is still there, but there we go. Off-map combat group, another rifleman squad, a 30 caliber to join the MG42. Tank destroyer and the Greyhound rolling out probably ought to be careful, and I imagine though initially Sola will not be trying for a direct engagement unless he's completely daft, because he knows he can't stand up against all those Sturmgeschütz, and LuechOP is doing his best to keep them sort of working together in a larger unison. So that's probably good play by him. Veterancy 2 though, MGs on top, and also note Veterancy 2 for the assault guns also good. So Veterancy 2 Stug is actually a bit more tougher. And now they're actually going to be a bigger threat for the infantry, and these Rifles need to get out of there, but no, the MGs simply shred them. Greyhound though moving in, and it is targeting the Nebelwerfer to ensure it will werf Nebels no more. Victory points are quickly draining down for an American friend though, quickly.
Allies are down to 50.
And he's calling in artillery on the Nebelwerfer to basically ensure that LuechOP and the 3rd Panzergrenadiers do not recover it.
We're ready to move here. Just get the order.
Greyhound rolling into the base, hoping to do some harassment, hoping to do some raiding, and the MG gunners on top of all the buildings, rather finding their bullets do very little. Oh dear, Greyhound might be into trouble. The Stugs are arriving. Of course, they have a bit more difficulty dealing with something that can swiftly maneuver about due to the fact they're lacking a turret. And perhaps not the sort of best tactics that LuechOP actually employed right here. And of course, what might have been the better thing, usually, I would have suggested send one Stug in there, send one in there, and then leave one sort of Overwatch, tactics, ladies and gentlemen. Not just, Control A or Control 1, click A and then attack, move. Sometimes, again, we do require a bit more finesse, and sometimes it does involve a lot of micromanagement. Again, just leaving one sort of provide Overwatch tends to do the trick. But there you go. Now, of course, the Greyhound will escape, though, due to it being a lot more agile than 3 assault guns. And now he's trying to drive them all through this. Again, and they all miss as well. So not really the best assault gun handling right there. Of course, the question is if he's not just trying to rely on some sort of brute force Stug trio action sort of thing, which doesn't always work. Usually want a bit of finesse with them, despite the lack of a turret. Veterans are free, they're up, sniper. And here's a problem for Sola. Despite all the finesse, despite all this, he can't take the victory point on. He got an MG with the Greyhound. Now the tank is rolling into the base, but and there we go. Panzerfaust away. Hammering into the tank, destroying it with less than half health. And there we go, the assault guns are moving in. Another off-map combat group rolls into the field. Rangers are in it. Anti-tank guns and whatnot. Damaged engine on the tank destroyer though, and there we go. The Volksgrenadiers secure the kill. Mine goes right in front of the Stug right there, catastrophically damaging the engine. Done a kill on the Greyhound, and we're seeing the other Stugs moving in. They should hopefully get this time. Victory points are secured. Less than 12 points left though for Sola. Rangers, Riflemen, all the good stuff moving in. Points are being recovered. Being a bit risky right there. He's probably going to risk something being lost. Retreat. Oh, goodness gracious, that mortar round did a lot of damage. The assault gun's sort of waiting about, hoping the tank does not return from death. Pioneers are quick to salvage everything from it, including the toaster that someone had brought along. And the American MG42 making this a bit more of a hazardous trip for the German Volksgrenadier. And my apologies for the sudden technical difficulties. And he's leaving the 30 caliber to cover the other victory point. That's certainly nicely done. Although it can't actually fully cover it, as you might notice. I think it needs to be pulled up a bit here so he gets proper coverage on the victory point. We are seeing the Stug moving up there. We are seeing the Volksgrenadiers moving in there. And again, note, 30 caliber. I mean, the Volksgrenadiers can technically actually moving up and take it without the 30 caliber being able to do something. But there we go. They do advance a bit too far there, and they are quickly suppressed. The MG42 that needs to retreat there as 4 assault guns are moving in to make short work of it. Firing away rounds of machine gun bullets, raking the gunners as the truck in front of them gets blown to bits, and they do barely retreat out of there, but very, very barely.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory.
Quickly taking the point, the assault guns move on. 4 Sturmgeschützfear. And now the riflemen suddenly become a new target to suffer the wrath of the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division. And looks like these riflemen also barely made away. The medics continue to do their work in a increasingly shabby looking medic station. And there we go, anti-tank firing away. Shots bouncing off a bit though, and there's only one anti-tank to currently stop. But of course there's Rangers at the flank, but they're also armoured skirts up, which can do something to stop it. Volkswagen's following up, though the 30 caliber could put a stop to that, potentially. Artillery called in, heavy rockets on the anti-tank gun. That is definitely something that spells trouble. But one assault gun does go down, anti-tank gun wrecked. 30 caliber somehow barely survives, but there's another anti-tank gun pulling up. The Stooks are a bit worse for wear. The Volkswagen's getting gunned down. Although LuechOP actually has very little infantry now. 2 squads with infantry 2. And some pioneers with a BAR. That's not quite going to cut it against the Rangers. And the lack of infantry is definitely going to hurt LuechOP when he actually wants to attack. And looks like another Stug could go down as it tries to escape the clutches of the 21st Infantry Division. And there we go, another Stug blown to smithereens. Debris and bits of crew strewn all over the place. Another Needleworth on the way to try and soften up anything before an assault. Defensive walls are perhaps not quite helping us much now. Supply returning back to a slightly distressed Wehrmacht. Hoping with the rockets to drive out the Yankees. Well, certainly dug in and rather desperately so. I mean, they've got down to 12 victory points. If even 2 of them were taken for even a brief amount of time, and that would just be those 2, because the center one is going to be rather more costly. I mean, he could win the game, but at the same time, he's taking heavy losses himself, and his lack of something else to sort of support the Stooks might actually have hurt him a bit. You know, you need infantry to support your assault guns. You can't just rush them in and hope they will survive everything. Oh well, sometimes you have no difficulties at all recording, and sometimes there's just problems every single minute. So this looks like to be one of the less fun days. Needleworth rockets are going. Looks like another off-map combat group, another Greyhound, more infantry, mortars, and anti-tank guns. And looks like this unit got absolutely blasted to Kingdom Come. Rangers are caught in the middle of all of this, and they are suffering grievously before the machine guns. Volkswagen's doing what they can against the riflemen. Pioneers going for the victory point. Greyhound moving in. Anti-tank gun pulling up. Lots of anti-tank gun in fact pulling up. Riflemen almost down as well in the process. Pioneers could try and sneak up another BAR. Becoming some rather heavy weapons, Pioneer. Ranger squad almost also went down. I mean, AoiSola really needs to work as unit preservation. He's constantly losing units like that, which is not helping him in the longer run. 2 Greyhounds out, in fact, so that's actually quite a bit. The Pioneers here also need to consider a retreat. Needleworth rockets doing what they can, hitting the mortar, hitting something, looks like an engineer, and the anti-tank gun burning the crew alive. And this Greyhound might not make it anymore. And this MT-40 has not even been recruited. That's a bit of a shame right there by LuechOP. Veteran 2 on the way for support units to probably increase the rate of fire, and we're seeing a second Needleworth out. Some more rockets unleashed upon the Yankees. Damage engine on the Greyhound. Almost destroyed, in fact, by Needleworth rockets. Does seem to be making its way out, but not in any sort of structurally sound capacity. But down to 2 assault guns, relying now certainly a lot on Pioneers. Perhaps some more Volkswagens would help a bit, even just briefly. 31 and 32, 2 kills on the Volkskriegs. They've definitely done their part. And the 30 caliber is still waiting out there, wondering where his friends went and why there's no replacement sent his way. Mine went off.
Do you want us to disengage?
And 30 caliber. Opening up, stopping the Volkskriegs right there. Riflemen here going to get hunted down.
The Americans are capturing a sector.
Not quite much success for the Wehrmacht now. The 3rd Panzergrenadier is in a lot of trouble. Trying to send in the Stoogs again, but they're anti-tank. And anti-tank guns are rarely good for your health.
The Yankees are attacking one of our OPs. One of our sectors has been cut off.
Riflemen getting blasted a bit.
Yes, comrade.
Pioneers moving up.
We have 300 points left.
And there's actually nothing actually covering the central points right here that could actually stop infantry unless the anti-tank guns get suddenly very, very accurate. And the rifleman here also blasting against Sola's unit preservation skills leave a lot to be desired. And now we're seeing engineers being pushed against infantry, 2 pioneers. And we are seeing an armor car rolling in. That's going to get a target for the assault guns rather quickly, going for all the victory points at the same time. A rather bold measure being implemented right there by LuechOP. Slightly working though, he's draining down the victory points. Another off-map combat group providing, in this case, 2 tank destroyers and more riflemen, but he needs to spread out. I mean, he needs to hold the points if he wants to win. And now the tank destroyers are going in for direct assault on the assault guns. That could not work out entirely good, but there we go, one already down soon. Replacement Stug on the way, and good night. Battle phase ready. He might hope for Panzers all of a sudden to salvage his way out of this mess. Main gun destroyed on the Wolverine. Assault gun pulling back, and it looks like the rifleman is seizing another MG42. Tank destroyed out of control. Stug though could also soon be knocked down, and as of course the tank destroyer can't get past. Oh, artillery going in, and the Pioneers are moving into it. The Pioneers, the pure neighbor. And they're all gone in the blink of an eye. The carnage. Nebula have also sorted out and destroyed.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Rockets are going on the MG crew and the riflemen nearby. That was absolutely horrific. And one of them just landed on the top of the medic and bunker. Oh dear. More rage artillery going in though. But things are looking quite desperate for the Wehrmacht. They have taken excessive casualties. But the Americans, due to AoiSola's rather haphazard or flippant use of infantry, has rather left himself a bit crippled. And a good solid German counterattack could see him pulling through this. Since there's nothing to protect them, and now he's been forced to use the 30 caliber to take the victory point right here. Check assaults in the MP44 and is sorting that one out. Stug moves in a desperate maneuver to allow the Volkskriegs to take the victory point. Goodness gracious. And there we go. Victory points are no longer in the hands of the Americans. 2 are German now. Third one could also be very soon. Engineers down. This is GG. Despite being so close to defeat, LuechOP snatched it from the jaws of it and barely managed to pull him out of a rather nasty sort of loss. And Sola was definitely very close to beating him. The problem was basically his unit preservation. I mean, he clearly had some right ideas, but he kept losing riflemen in some not very good ways at all. Sometimes they were just pointless losses. I mean, really excessive. And again, the medic station placement right around here was also not good. Either it should have been here or up here. I mean, he kept placing it right here despite knowing they would get knocked out so quickly. It was, well, atrocious, mildly put. So another all good play right there again. The unit preservation of a rather questionable character saw basically, him slowly getting drained out simply because of his own actions. Otherwise he would have beaten LuechOP who probably should have been a bit better with his assault guns overall and perhaps had some more infantry to support them, or some armored cars, or should have checked up and of course go for the Panzer Command earlier. I mean, you can't just, move in your Stooks in one hole and then assume everything will be good. You need to support them. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe and tell your friends. And if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own or provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers and feel free to subscribe.